Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update for Solana. If you didn't watch my last video, I'll just show you real quick what we're looking at here. We're looking for continuation to the downside, down to the 618 retracement of this entire move. If this is a connecting wave between a larger move to the upside, like so, 3-wave, 3-wave, 3 or 5-wave to the upside, or we're looking for 5 waves up and to start a new impulse, or midway through a B wave before making a flat like this, and then further upside. But if you haven't watched my yesterday's video, I would suggest watching that if you want a more in-depth look at that, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. But first of all, I've been short since the 50, as you know here. I'm going to move my stop to break even on that short. So it's going to be a free trade. I got short at the 50 of this move to the downside. But yeah, I'm going to move that to the break even level on that. So that's a free trade. I'm not looking to, protect the profit on it too much. It was just a little position size, give it some room to at least play out. But I have hedged long at this point. If you watch my yesterday's video, you know, if we get 5 waves here, it's going to be a very nice trade as the next move, because it's either the beginning of an ABC or the beginning of an impulse if we get this 5th wave. In which case we'd look for correction after and then open a nice long to the upside. So I have decided to take this entry. I'm hedging it long here. Again, have the short open, stops at break even, but I'm hedging it long just because it's such a nice pattern down to this area. I entered at just around the 382 on BitGet, so the exchange is a little bit different on this one, but these were my entry points on BitGet. And I put my stop just on the other side of the 50% retracement of this move here, our 3rd wave in the bullish scenario. And the reason for that is the most probable area for us to target our 4th wave is between the 382 and the 50. So stop just on the other side of the 50. So pretty tight entry. It's a nice setup. I'm targeting the 200% here. We can go to 2.236, but just the closer of the two. I might even adjust that more and put that down to about 25.15, but I'll adjust that as we start to fill out here. That would be about a 3.8 to 1. Just because on linear that target's a little closer, but I'll be able to adjust those once we get some moves here. But I got into this just because if you go down to the 5-minute level, this is how I try and get more of my scalp trade set up. So I'll probably take a scalp trade on this one as well. I have one account for swing trades and one account for scalps, which I'm trading down at the 1 and the 5-minute levels. And that's how I make a lot of consistent profit every day outside of swing trades. But it looks like we have a potential 5 waves up. If you watched multiple of my videos, you know when we have a potential bottom, I want to see a nice rejection to the upside in 5 waves and then hold support in this area to get a buy setup. And you can see we have potentially 5 waves up and we are in the support area. And if we put on our fibs here, fibs get a little wonky way down at the 5-minute level. Sometimes I just market enter depending on the pattern we get, but we're right at the we tick through the 50 here. Looks like we have our reversal pattern potentially. We are in that support area. So I'll probably open up a scalp here. I clearly can't update the scalps because they happen so quickly. But my entry would be something like this. And depending what we get, could get that $25 mark, which would be a nice trade. That would be up like this. We get a 6 to 1 on the scalp setup. But realize when you're trading that small of time frames, if you're taking that setup, you are saying that this is only a impulse. That's the whole point of it. You're saying that we can't come down and make a slightly newer low. That's what you're saying. But we are pretty close to my stop anyway on the larger time frame. So it looks like a pretty nice trade setup. I'm going to scalp this long as well as my swing trade. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Looking for this to start a impulse to the upside for our fifth wave. And if we fail, I have my hedge short here with the stop at break even. So it looks good so far. Let's see if we end up getting this fifth wave, which I really hope we get. We've been wanting this Solana impulse for a while. And again, if you're a little more conservative, you can go to the invalidation level, which is the top of wave one. If you want to give the full room for a wave four invalidation. But I'm going with the probabilities, and that's just past the 50. Just gives me a little larger position sizing. We can run a channel here. You can see where we can potentially end up. Just putting this on, this is how I add to my potential exit areas. And once we reach the top of the channel, we might be able to get some extra insight of where to take our profit if it lines up with our targets. So take off our potential 2 to our 4 pivot. We're going to extend that off the 1. And we'll extend that left and right just to make sure we're on our pivots. So if we get in there, could be up somewhere in this area. We got our third overshooting, which is great, 2 and our 4. And this would have to be adjusted if the pivot's not in, but it's a pretty nice trade setup currently. Looking for that fifth move to touch our channel and hit our target. All right, guys, that's it for Solana. Pretty nice entry at the moment. We'll see if we get the follow through. If we don't, still have the short open. And remember, I only risk 1% of my account per trade, so it's very important to have some protection on your account. I suggest 1% whenever people ask me advice. Reason for that is it shouldn't bother you at all if you lose a trade. It should not bother you one bit. You just move on. When's the next one? All right, guys, there's a nice setup now. It's available. It's right at the area it should be. If we get the fifth, we're in the optimal spot. So that's all we can go with, and we anticipate the move to the upside. All right, guys, thanks for watching.